Hey guys, what is up? Fig Remarks here, back again with a little bit of a special episode. We are doing a tier list of Deftones. This is actually my first listen through. Of course, if you guys stay tuned for the top albums of 2025, you know there's a bit of an argument in there between,
A little bit of a history.
between two of our hosts, Cole and Patrick.
Between Mike the Music Maniac and Patrick.
Yeah,
I forget what I called that character.
I think that is exactly.
Later, it was revealed to be me in a Mission Impossible style way.
But yeah, overall, definitely it was my first listen, so I have a lot of opinions, I guess, that are less formulated. I have listened to like a couple of these albums multiple times. Some of them I listened to like once and felt like I had enough of them.
Okay, so question at the top of the episode: the ones you re-listened to, was it that you felt like you enjoyed it, or you just felt like you needed to re-listen to it to get a better?
Both.
Yeah. Okay.
Both.
All right. So are we just gonna rip right into it?
Yeah.
Start with Adrenaline.
Yeah. F tier.
F tier?
Yeah, this is definitely their worst album.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of this album either.
This album is
I would put it in D though. I think there's some good like riffs and stuff on the album. I don't think it's F tier.
Dude, to me this album sounds like shitty new metal and then also trying to be Tool at the same time. And this is I had that like written down before I got the White Pony and remembered that the what was that song called?
Passengers is Maynard.
Yeah. I forgot that was a thing. And I was like, damn.
I mean, the only song on this album that anybody even knows is 7 Words. So like
Engine Number 9's on there.
I didn't like any of these songs, I'll be honest.
I mean, I like 7 Words. If as far as this album is concerned, I like 7 Words. And I like the opening track. Like I don't hate it anyway. But I definitely feel like this album is like D tier.
Yeah, sure. I will say this is pretty rough to get through. Like start to finish, like you probably, especially if you're like first time listening to them, going through their whole discography, I feel like you would probably want to.
This is not a good first album.
Well,
to listen.
I'm gonna be honest. This wasn't the first album I listened to. The first album I listened to because I wanted to go into with no opinions of the band at all was Private Music because we talked about it. So I went into that with like no preconception other than like a few songs I heard that I was like I don't like Deftones.
I think in comparison to the rest of their discography, this album is like extremely weak. Like extremely weak. There's only one other album I think I'm gonna put in D tier. Or I'm gonna want to put in D tier, but I don't think it's like F. I think there is like you can see like good ideas in like the writing. I think the production is a little rough though, and I think the songs just don't really meet the mark. And then obviously going into the next 2 albums, like it's no contest. Like it blows it out of the water. And I don't know what changed really, but I think it was maybe just tightening up writing wise and production wise. But it seems like we're all kind of in agreement on Adrenaline. So
yeah.
Did you have any other thoughts about it, Ethan? Since this is your first kind of
no, that was literally like my main thought. Like
I don't go back to this album.
I kind of wanted it to be over when I listened to it.
Yeah, I don't go back to this album almost at all. So I feel that. I can agree.
Very
to that.
Forgettable. Very.
Yeah,
I just feel like it's.
I think it has ideas, but they're just not fulfilled. And I think to me, the worst part of Deftones is the new metal part. So
yeah. I agree. As soon as they start straying away from that, well. Except, I guess we'll move on to the next album because I feel like maybe we're gonna have a little bit of a disagreement with the next album.
I think overall,
because I think it's got to be
album.
at least A, but I would put it in S tier. Okay, all right.
I agree.
I felt like
this to me,
I will say this is like their best made album to me.
Yeah, it's their best all the way through, like complete album.
Maybe there's some stuff like
maybe
MX Ultra and stuff like that, or it might just be called MX. I don't know why I said Ultra. I think it's just called MX.
It's just called MX. MX Ultra, dude.
Which I think is not even that bad of a song when you actually hear the music, but like the parts when it just like I don't need silence for 20 minutes. I'm sorry. Like, why are we doing that? But yeah, there's some songs on there.
My Own Summer, Around the Fur, Be Quiet and Drive, Mascara. Like I like all the. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I like this whole album. Yeah. I think the riffs and stuff are fucking awesome. I think there's good energy on this album, and the production is like rough, but it's not like Adrenaline rough.
No, and I think it like works well for the music they're doing at this point.
100%. I'm kind of glad we're on agreement because I wanted to put an S, but I would have accepted A if people had a different.
No, I thought
because I feel like the next album everybody's gonna want to put an S, and I don't want to put it in S. So
yeah, I think this is to me I thought this was like a slight like I think this going now to White Pony. Patrick, let's hear your opinion since
I see. I was kind of. It's hard for me. I was about to go because It's hard to put like two in S tier for me personally. Because no band's ever gonna have that perfect like
Well,
discography.
I
Um,
don't know. I mean,
The Beatles.
I personally am. I'm a big fan of this one. I think there's some though. It's not like Around the Fur where I think it has like back to back to back all bangers. I think there's definitely some in
yeah,
here like Streetcar that kind of or Teenager that just bring it down. But then you have like
yeah.
Knife Party, Korea, Passenger, all change.
I'm glad you
Just
said Teenager.
classic.
Teenager's a song I've never really like been into,
Yeah.
and like
Like
this
I didn't hate
album,
that song.
I love this album. I love this
I
album,
also like
and I
Streetcar.
think the production is like pretty stellar. But
Yeah.
like in comparison to a lot of other stuff, but I will say, I think if this does go to S, it has to be the very bottom because like it's really more of like a borderline A.
yeah, I agree. I think this is more like A tier.
And we can move stuff around once we get everything on the board, I feel like. But I would say A for me for White Pony.
Okay.
Because I just like Around the Fur better. And I think maybe we're probably all in agreement those are like two of the best albums.
Yeah. I thought White Pony was decent. I thought it was mixed really well. There's just some songs
Yeah.
I didn't like as much. Like I feel like
Did you like the remix? The White Pony remix?
I didn't listen to that.
No, don't. It's not good.
The some of the low light, like I feel like they went again more into like new metal, but like with less intrigue for me than like this album. Like
Yeah, well, I
songs
think
like
this goes
Shove It and
more.
stuff like that, I feel like are better than like the new metalier songs on here.
This starts to dip into that kind of more like wall of sound type thing that they would like go more into in the future. But I think it also like balances it well between that like new metal, and it's not like very much new metal. It's more of it's just like riffy and like aggressive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think I remember you guys saying you guys did not like this next album.
Oh yeah, self-titled. I'm not a fan of self-titled at all. I actually think it's probably worse
I
than Adrenaline.
I like a couple songs off there, but
Yeah,
besides that,
I liked a couple songs. I thought it was better than Adrenaline.
I think it's
I think
pretty
it's
much
like a
in the
C tier
exact
album.
same category for me. Yeah, I think it's in basically the exact same category. I'd take top of D or like C, bottom of C technically, or just C.
Yeah,
But
because
I think
I had a couple songs that I liked, like Lucky You, Death Blow, Good Morning Beautiful,
I
and
like Battle
Minerva.
Axe.
yeah, Battle Axe is my favorite.
Yeah, Battle Axe is a cool song. But like Minerva, I will say I like Minerva as well. But
I was a big
I,
Battle
I
Axe fan
think
from what I remember.
I think this is kind of floats in the same place as Adrenaline as me, and honestly, like I kind of like hate the way it's mixed on a different level or like the same. I don't know. But if you guys want to put it in C, like I can accept that. It
I
can
think
go
it's like
above
okay.
Adrenaline.
Like I don't think it's like to me this is hard
I
to
think the
listen to.
songwriting is better.
Yeah.
Maybe like the parts of the songs are better. I don't know.
I think
I have like very
so.
mixed feelings about this album. So
I think this next album is where it starts to get kind of. I think they kind of shift their style. I think this next album is like when they
yeah,
shifted
hundred
away from
percent,
like the new metal era. Because I kind of
100%.
like. I think this album has some like bangers on here,
Yeah,
but I don't
I
think
like this
it's
album
gonna
a lot,
float
but I
with
think it's like a B
everyone.
tier.
I
This
would agree.
album?
I think it's B.
I think it's like
Yeah.
a B tier for sure.
Yeah, I didn't mind this album. I
What
thought
do
it
you
was pretty
think,
good.
Ethan?
I think there's some cool songs in here.
I think I like this better than
I
White
think it's a
Pony.
little bit forgettable because I don't return to Saturday Night Wrist that much.
I would disagree. I think it's probably. I think these are some of the most like popular ones. I think like Cold and Earth,
I like
King
this.
Dracula.
I like this better than White Pony. That's all I'm gonna say.
Really?
Yeah.
I would put it
Really.
either. I would put it right under White Pony. Like I would say that the White Pony.
I would
is,
say
like
like White Pony has
slightly-
probably higher highs, and this is just kind of like a more consistent. But yeah, I don't know. I think to me this is more consistent overall as an album though than White Pony. But I think White Pony probably has the better tracks overall. Like the tracks that are hitting the higher highs are on White Pony, I would say.
I think that like that trio right up there. I think that's really like. I think those are the three best.
Okay.
Okay,
So
resume.
I kind of like how it is.
So, Diamond I know you were already dissing this track before the start.
Yeah, I'm not a
This
huge
album.
Diamond Eyes fan at all.
I don't know. I like this
I
album.
think people like really jerk this album off. I mean, it's like B. I'd probably put it under Saturday Night Wrist. So
Yeah, I'd say to me it's like kind of even with it. Like it's not bad. I thought it was good. I don't know, Patrick. What is your thoughts on Diamond Eyes?
I think it's B. The only thing I really hate and especially kind of going into like every album from here on out, is how there's maybe like one or two good, like great songs on like their album or track list, and then there's so many like I don't know, it almost feels like filler songs. Like it feels like they were just like recorded last minute and just threw it on the album.
Yeah.
Because there's like so many like just unforgettable, like sorry, forgettable songs that just I don't ever seem go back to, or I don't really know understand like why people go back to.
Hmm.
That's just me personally. Maybe I'm just being nitpicky, but
So let's talk about
Yeah.
Yo whatever Yokai.
Koi no Yokan,
I
I'd say
don't like
A
this
tier,
album.
and I'd say above Saturday Night Wrist is where I
A
would
tier.
put it.
This was my least favorite album.
Yeah,
See,
I
I think
agree with
because
Ethan.
this album is a little bit slower and or like not as
I
like heavy and aggressive. I don't know.
I don't like
I don't like this
this
album.
album is
I
too
really like
too
this
soft for
album.
me. I
This is
think
one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite Deftones albums. I would put it higher than both of you. But where would you put it, Ethan? It's your first listen through.
I'd probably put it with self-titled, maybe like above self-titled. I don't know. I really didn't like this album. Actually, I think I'd put it below. I like the songs. Songs I like more on self-titled. I just did not like this album, and maybe it was because like I was at a point where I was like, oh my god, and this got like so slow it like almost removed like the thing I liked, which is that like almost heavier, like more um spacey. I also wanted to say
Yeah, well,
this is a weird
I
thing.
think the spaciness is like sustained on this album though, and that's what I
Yeah, but
really
I
like
don't think
about
it's
it. I think
heavy
it's
like
like
at all.
almost psychedelic. Sure. Other than Tempest. Tempest is kind of heavy.
I take it back. I'll put this.
I can
I
put
mean,
it
it's
in
either
top of
B or
B to like
C.
split the difference with you guys.
I mean, I'll put it at bottom B, personally.
I think I'm
Dude, I
more for
can't put
bottom
this
B.
below Diamond Eyes, bro. I can't put this below Diamond Eyes. No way. That's
No,
fucking peaky.
actually, I take well. Yeah, it's up to you guys.
I'm more going for the bottom of B. I think that's 2-1. If we're gonna put it somewhere, because I would put it in C. I don't know, Patrick, where would you put it?
I said, I mean, it's either like I like Diamond Eyes more, so I put it
I also
below
sorry,
Diamond Eyes.
sorry, Cole. I know that hurts, but
Okay. Yeah,
now
and then this is my least favorite album, so
Gore.
it's my actual it's my actual least favorite
This was
album.
my probably my favorite album.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's crazy.
I think it's coming back. I literally think it's coming back from whatever the album's called.
Koi no Yokan.
Yeah, I actually like this a lot more. This is like
I really don't like
heavy.
the production on this album. I think that most of the songs are really forgettable. That's like my opinion on it, but I will put it above self-titled. I'd put it like C above self-titled. That's me personally. But what do you about you, Pat? What do you think of Gore?
To me, I don't know. It's probably like another B.
Okay, I'm fine going in B, like below this.
All right, bottom of B is fine. Bottom of B is fine, but like I don't really fuck with this album that much, and I don't even really know why. I've gone back to it many times, but I'm not sure.
I also think that like it doesn't help because like I do think probably these albums are better. Like I probably think these 4 albums are better. I think it was just coming off of this album. I really didn't like that album. I like really, and I was like, oh my god, thank God they got like a bit of heavy, and they still have like that little bit of like psychedelia. Like I like the aspect of it, but I just need a little more heft in there, and I think this album did that. This was kind of like the median between like their older albums and like this album.
I feel like we're all gonna disagree with this next one.
Oh, we're 100% gonna disagree because everybody hated this album when it came out, and I
I
love this
don't.
album.
I think this is A tier for me. This is
I
like one
I
of my
love this
favorites.
album.
I
agree. I think this album's
also like
fucking
this album.
awesome.
I did like this album.
I
So
don't understand the hate for this.
I'm
at
fine with
all.
this
I
going
would
into
put this
A.
above Saturday Night Wrist, to be honest with you,
I agree with Cole. I think it's
which
below
is
what
sacrilege to a lot of Deftones fans, but I really like Ohms. When Ohms first came out, people really did not like this album, and they like put a bunch of hate on it. I really don't know why. I think this album's heavy. I think it's spacey. I think it's super cool.
Mhm.
And it kind of leads into why I like the next album so much because I feel like they took what they did on this album and like just made it a little more cohesive and up the production in a cool way that I really appreciated.
Yeah, I think this
But
album.
I think Ohms has great songs. Genesis, that song fucking kicks ass.
Yeah, I really like Genesis. Ceremony I thought was really cool. Urantia,
Title track is cool.
Pompeii or whatever it is. Fucking
Yeah.
Radiant City,
No, I think this
Headless,
whole album
Ohms,
kicks ass.
sick. Yeah, I thought the sounds pretty good, and I think maybe this is better than like I don't know. Gore, I just found myself coming back to a decent amount.
That's
Weirdly.
very interesting. Gore, I could just never get into it. Gore is one like I'm not like I don't have like such strong opinions about it, but it's just like I've tried to get into it many times and I could just never really
Okay.
feel it.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
But Ohms, I'm 100% glad that everybody
Yeah.
else is on that same page because I was like arguing with people when it came out about it, and people were like, "No, it sucks, dude. It's not even Deftones." Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this should be exactly what you want. I
Yeah,
think Ohms like kind of redeems a lot of the Koino Yokon because it's like it adds the heaviness to the like spaciness that I really wanted. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I think this album is like heavier than Gore. I think Gore is kind of is the stepping stone as well to that, but I know you don't like that as much.
This is probably a hot take. I think it's the best mixed album too.
You're in nah, I don't think so.
I think White
It
Pony
is really well
probably,
mixed, but
in my
it's either
opinion.
White Pony or Private Music. I'm sorry. But we're about to argue about that. So, first, before we get into anything, I want to hear Ethan's unfiltered opinion as someone who is not a
Yeah,
Deftones fan of Private Music.
I also want to do that because there was a song that y'all said was like your favorite song, so I couldn't remember. And
Milk of the
I said
Madonna.
that
nope,
Infinite. I
don't
said
say it,
Infinite
don't
Source
say it,
'cause
don't
that
say
is
it, don't say it. I don't want to hear it.
Oh,
I don't want to hear it. I don't want it to affect my opinion at all. Um, now the problem might be did I put that in Google Docs? I'm gonna put that in Google Docs, not in.
so now you can't remember it.
There it is. Nope, that's Muse tier list. Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
oh, Muse tier list. Go check that out, by the way. Go check out the Muse tier list, by the way. We are fucking fucked.
Yes, great album.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna be really
wonderful,
pissed if
wonderful
this
song.
for some reason is not in here. I would actually be like hardcore rage baited.
Did you like write notes or something? And
Yeah, I wrote a whole thing of notes on this. Let me just check. It's not. What is the song on here called? What's the name of the song?
My Mind is a Mountain, Locked Club, Acidosis.
Okay, cool.
Milk of the Madonna.
I got it. I found it. All right.
All right, you ready?
So
give it to us straight, bro.
I wrote a thing for every track. So my mind is a mountain. I wrote that. All I wrote was cool. Song cool.
Yep.
Lock Club. I don't like the very repetitive riff throughout the song, and the weird like megaphone vocals. Don't like that. That's actually a thing that I didn't mention. There's two things I saw as a trend. And you're gonna probably hate
vocals.
I hate the like megaphone vocals or whatever the fucking awful vocals that they like the vocal mix they use. I hate that.
Yeah.
You
don't
and
like
also
yeah, I know what you mean.
they sound a lot randomly at times, and I don't know if you'll know this unless you like hear a song that sounds like it or listen to this band enough. They have songs that sound like 30 Seconds to Mars, and it's really
No, you know
off.
what? I can hear that, and that is a fucking hilarious connection that you just made because I'm never gonna stop thinking about that.
Dude, I was like listening to songs. I'm like, oh my god, this is literally.
I think it's
like,
the vocal mixing now, though, in the modern albums, though.
Yeah, I think like past Diamond Eyes, it started getting like that.
Yeah, there's like a weird, like very 30 Seconds to Mars-esque vocal mixing thing going on. Yeah, for sure. So, Locked Club. You said what's Acidosis? Do you have notes for that?
Kind of noise rocky, not bad. Gives me a heavier and you will know us vibe. So and you will know us by the Trail Dead.
Yeah,
I was trying to
Infinite
read what
Source.
that was like saying there. Infinite Source, pretty heavy, but still has a good stonery cool.
Yeah, that's my favorite
cool
song on the
to
album.
it.
So.
Oh, stonery cool, like cool vibe to it throughout. Souvenir. Vocals give me weird James LaBrie vibes.
I think he's definitely doing different vocal stuff on this album too, like in certain spots that it just is kind of weird. But like James LaBrie, I did not get at all.
CXZ has some
Yeah.
good ideas, but doesn't fully flesh any out. It feels like that's what I wrote. I think about you all the time. A little too soft and feels like something 30 Seconds to Mars would make 15 years ago. Was my literal note on there.
That's awesome.
That's actually pretty fun.
Milk of Madonna. I do like the bridge between the two songs. So I guess between I think about
That
it all
was
the time.
my favorite song.
Cut Hands.
Yeah, I mean, I like Milk of the Madonna, but
Don't tend to like the new metal style as much.
Yeah.
Metal Dream, cool again, noisy rock, dense, stonery rock. A lot of rock in there. And then my favorite song on the album, "Departing the Body," cool intro, and it says my favorite track on the album.
Yeah. So where would you place it, Ethan, before Pat and I get into it?
I think it's a good, like, solid B tier album. B-A.
I'd say top of B, bottom of A.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's all right.
Let's put it in the bottom of A.
Patrick, this is time to fight about this.
I mean, like I said, you guys are gonna disagree with me. I don't know. I listened to this twice fully through. You know, played it on my speaker, just let it play through twice, and I think it starts out. I will admit, I think it starts out strong, and I think it ends weak, and that's kind of my final review of it. I
almost think the second half of the album is better. It's crazy. Yeah, I think the second half of the album really picks up. Actually,
I don't know. To me, I feel like the second part of it gets too like psychedelic for me. I guess I don't know. I'm just like not a fan of that like type of style that they go for in the second half of it.
I mean, if you're not into the psychedelic stuff, then probably this album is just not going to be for you.
Yeah, I think it's a personal. Maybe it's just a personal choice, but like, I think there were just so many tracks in here that it was just.
I don't see where you can say that it is like an imitation of themselves. I think this is like a complete departure. I think they've been on a pretty steady trajectory of changing.
Now I will change what I said previously, because previously I did say that I was like they're just being a cheap like imitation of themselves. I think they're just completely departed, and I think they're almost like this. I feel like they're almost like this like altered version of themselves, if that makes sense.
I just feel like they've changed their sound so many times already that like I can't really hate a band that's like always moving into different stuff or like doing slightly different stuff. And their sound hasn't changed so much. Like I think it's been a gradual progression. I think if you see like from Gore to Ohms to this, like there is a gradual progression in a certain direction.
Okay. So I think because I know you have that, we'll just go like this. Now, I just want to, like, this is kind of our finalized list. Screenshot it in your minds or whatever. But I do kind of want to talk about, like, kind of how these albums, like, since we're talking about so much how these, like, albums, like, style-wise, that I think how they layer almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going by, like, sound-wise. Because I think this album is very on its own. Like, I don't think any of the albums after.
Yeah, I don't really think anything sounds like Around the Fur. Yeah.
I think nothing really sounds like this, but this is in a different kind of span. Let me just.
I mean, I think Ohms is the closest to Private Music, which makes sense because it was the last album before it.
Okay. So that's kind of its own. I think, like, Gore and maybe this to me are like closer for some reason.
Sure, I could see Gore being close to that. Those are two albums that I'm not like super. I mean, I feel like I would maybe throw Diamond Eyes in that category too.
Okay, I was gonna think. I think Diamond Eyes is felt
more like White
closer
Pony.
to White Pony.
Yeah. I can see. Yeah, I think that's why people like Diamond Eyes so much, because it feels, and a lot of people like White Pony. So I think like they kind of group together well.
Yeah, I don't really know where this album falls in place.
I feel like that fits with Adrenaline, to be honest. I feel like it's the most similar to Adrenaline.
Yeah, but it's still like a slight departure.
Sure.
And then I think this is probably one step away from that.
Koino is also kind of in its own. Koino is in its own category too. It's like its own weird thing.
And I think Ohms. Yeah. I think Ohms is maybe down here. To me.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't think so. I don't think Ohms and Diamond Eyes maybe, but not Ohms and White Pony.
Maybe like here, like kind of the bridge between.
I think Ohms and Private Music have to be together, because like I feel like they just have a more like consistent idea to them. I don't know, or like kind of consistent, cohesive like sound.
Yeah, because I think this is probably like heaviest without the lightness of it. I think this is also kind of like a heavier, but with, I don't know. This album's just weird. Deftones is weird. I don't really like. There's some songs on it. I think this is kind of like a good progression from like heavy to not as heavy.
Yeah, for sure.
But It's definitely an interesting album. I don't or like definitely interesting overall track list of stuff. And I know I just like probably messed that up. You guys can't even see the thing because I moved it
Yeah, we
in
just
a way.
ruined the tier list. It's all
Yeah,
good.
I mean it's
It's all
fine.
good.
I told you
But yeah,
guys
I do think there are
screenshot
definitely
it.
little like bubbles of like sound for them, and it's kind of weird because like certain albums almost bounce between those ideas.
Yeah. I don't know. I like
But what is your overall feeling, you think? Because I know you've never really gotten into them before this.
no, I think like I'm more into them. I made like a whole thing of songs I liked. I made a whole playlist of songs I liked. So
I'd honestly like to see you do like a solo video, maybe, and just talk about your kind of experience listening through. I'd totally be into that.
Yep.
yeah, I didn't ever. Well, I didn't get to finish it fully, but um, yeah, I went through and just like it was definitely interesting. I think like overall, let's see. I want to kind of see what has the most songs that I actually put on here that I liked. I might have been weirdly might have been Diamond Eyes. I feel like Diamond Eyes. I like the songs, but I'm like less attached. You know what I mean?
I'd like to say too, like Diamond Eyes, like just because I don't listen to it that often, it's not like a bad album by any means.
Yeah. I don't think it. I don't think it feels as memorable. Like I feel like I enjoyed listening to it like most of the way through, but I just didn't like latch on to songs. I'm like, oh my god. Like there are albums like I really like some of this like Acid Hologram on fucking Gore. Really like that song. Prayers Triangles, the opening track for that album, I really liked. Um, I remember really liking Departing the Body.
Yeah,
Um, My Own Summer was, that's good.
I'm
Be
definitely
Quiet
glad
and
you
Drive Far
enjoyed
Away, I
private
really
music.
liked.
Yep.
And only because I was a little worried, I will say, when I had the initial conversation with Pat, that maybe I was having like some recency bias because it had just come out and I was excited about it, and I did really enjoy it. But like, I do think it stands as a pretty solid album. Like, I just don't see it being like an imitation of anything. I think the
Yeah.
production is honestly some of my favorite production in their entire discography. It might only be trumped by White Pony.
Yeah, White Pony, and what is like your favorite? What is your guys' like favorite song by them
Well,
overall?
I will say,
My
I'll
Own
get
Summer is my
into
favorite
that.
Deftones song, which is a pretty basic pick, but
Okay,
I just think that song's fucking awesome.
yeah, I do like that song. I think I like. I mean, it's fun. Like it's a fun song. I think I prefer some of the like softer, more psychedelic stuff. But
Yeah, I like Tempest on Koino Yokon. That's another maybe like close to my favorite Deftones song.
mhm.
And hearing that live,
But
I fucking loved hearing that song live, so that probably boosted it up a little bit for me.
Good, Pat.
I'd probably say Beauty School, probably my favorite overall, because that's probably my most listened to one,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which is off Diamond Eyes. I like that one a lot, but
Right.
I would say Around the Fur maybe is the second.
Interesting. Yeah.
Around the yeah.
I'm trying to think what like I honestly I do remember really liking that one song that you said. Uh, I can't remember. I do remember liking Street Carp on
Which
my
song?
second listen. I didn't like it on my first listen.
Oh,
I don't think. Or no, I did. I didn't like
I don't
I didn't like
dislike any of
Digital
those
Bath
songs.
and RX Queen as much on my first listen, but like going back, I liked them
You don't
more.
like Digital Bath?
On my first listen, I was kind of like, it's okay.
I like that song.
But then
I've
like going
seen.
back, I was like, oh, that's cool. So
Yeah.
it could have just been
I think
listening.
it's one of those things too. Like it depends on like when you listen, like what kind of mindset you're in, stuff like that. So
Yeah, I definitely think it's an interesting like progression overall. I do think even though I liked like Gore and stuff like that, I feel like the that section of albums from like well I just want to say like the Koi no Yokin and Gore, like that's kind of when I was like kind of getting tired a little bit.
yeah, yeah.
Even though I
I could
like
see. I will say this about Koino. If you listen to Koino and you listen to all the other albums, I could see it being boring in that context.
yeah, and maybe it's something I would like more. I literally like no songs popped out to me. Like I wasn't like, oh my gosh.
See, like I felt like you would really fuck with that album. Like personally, I was kind of imagining that you would, because it feels like it's like right up your alley.
Yeah,
But
I think I just preferred Gore just because it was like that kind of like that album, but heavier. Because that album felt like, because I felt like even maybe Diamond Eyes was a little like Saturday Night Wrist and Diamond Eyes were lighter than like White Pony and Around the Fair. Like it didn't.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're
Dead air
good.
there.
I felt like it kind of started getting like after Deftones, even though Deftones like I can understand. Like I think there's songs I really don't like on there. Like I don't know. Like I said, I really liked Minerva, Good Morning Beautiful, Death Blow, and Lucky You off that album. But like other than that, like I just couldn't find myself connecting to like other songs on that album, like at all. Can't really remember anything about the album otherwise.
Yeah.
I think it's
I
also
will
hard.
say, like, sorry.
I'm sorry. No, you go ahead. I'll say my point afterwards.
I was just gonna say, I also think the thing about Deftones is like a lot of people know they're really popular songs, especially like more modern songs that have blown up through like the TikTok era. But like I will say, like I like Deftones a lot, but I'm not gonna say I'm like some kind of super fan. I do feel like a lot of their music is pretty forgettable, like personal opinion.
Yeah.
So
I would. Oh my god. Give me one second.
they don't have great, like they don't have the best full album listening experiences. Like they have great singles.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that's why, like, I know I keep coming to Gore because I'd say it's probably like my top 3 for them, just because I think it's very consistent. And maybe like I could see that being like to people who listen to it, it's like maybe complacent, almost.
Yeah, sure. Maybe I'll give Gore another shot at some point and like see if I can get really into it.
I don't know. It's such a weird because I think like Deftones kind of feels like it sucks more than it probably does because you're coming off Around the Fur and White Pony, especially listening to it.
Yeah,
like it is just compared to those 2 albums, it's just not as much. Like it just almost feels like less. Like Adrenaline, you go from that and you're like, and then you listen to Around the Fur and you're like, oh my god, Around the Fur is the God's gift to fucking Deftones or whatever.
yeah, 100%, 100%. I also did not listen to Adrenaline as my first Deftones album. I think Around the Fur or White Pony were my first. So
Yeah.
I feel like if you listen to Adrenaline first, you're like, yeah, I don't really need to listen to the rest of this.
Well, I think that also made Private Music sound way better. I was like, I listened to Private Music.
Yeah, honestly, if you listen to Private Music and then you listen to Adrenaline, you're probably like, dude, that album is like an S tier.
Because Adrenaline, I really dislike this album.
I do genuinely think though Private Music has some really cool stuff on it. I can see like the repetitiveness of it, but I feel like in like almost like a stoner rock, like doom metal type of way, like I really like some of that like repetition and like kind of psychedelia.
Yeah, I think like
My biggest thing is for why I don't like it, or I shouldn't say why I don't like it, why I don't go back to it is because I think they tried. I almost feel like it's not even psychedelic. I almost feel like they tried to do like drone music, which is like popular now. And that's the thing. Like, if I'm gonna pick like drone music or that type of style, I don't usually I wouldn't go to like
you go into Sun.
private music. I don't get the reference.
They're a drum metal band. Yeah, I mean, I also think this album
I don't know.
maybe
That's
for
just
like
good.
this might be their least consistent album through. It feels like songs placed together rather than like a whole album. If you want to say that.
Which one?
Private Music.
See, I feel the exact opposite though. I feel like Ohms is closer to that.
What, a bunch of random songs?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I like don't think Private Music's bad. I just think it's like a lot of different sounds.
I think it's a very coherent. I don't know. I feel like it's a very coherent album in comparison to some stuff.
I don't.
I
maybe
think
I have
even
to
in
listen
comparison
to
to
it
something
again.
like Diamond Eyes or something. Like I don't know.
But I do. I don't know. I do remember really, 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 really liking "Departing the Body," which is kind of great because I think it's like one of their least listened to songs on that album. What was like the consensus one that you guys were saying you like really liked?
Milk of the Madonna.
Milk of the Madonna.
That's my favorite song.
What's your favorite? Of
I think
that
it just
album,
is
Cole?
really cool song. Lost Cole.
We lost him. Press F to pay respects,
Sorry.
everybody.
Sorry, I died. What's up?
What was your favorite song off Private Music again?
My favorite song of Private Music, Infinite Source.
Infinite Source. Okay. I think because you guys were talking about an album or a song during the like.
Departing the Body is also awesome, and Milk of the Madonna. So like, but Infinite Source is my favorite album, my favorite song on the album.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely interesting. I enjoyed this. It was a fun listen. Maybe we'll have to do this at some point. Maybe we'll have to kind of pair off a couple albums of people. Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe if one of
I
us
know, I have
hasn't
no
listened
idea
to
what you
something.
mean. Honestly, I have no idea what you just said.
No,
You,
I
like,
kind of
completely.
worded badly. Just like this kind of
Yeah, I
style.
don't know what you were saying.
Like something like Patrick, have you ever listened to Sword much?
Sorden.
The Sword?
The Sword. Oh, you're saying like do what we did with this, where someone who hasn't listened to a band as much.
Oh,
Yeah, because I think it's cool to get kind of a fresh take on
I have
A
one for
fresh
you
take.
guys.
bands.
I mean, I have one for.
For both of us that we wouldn't have listened to? Are you gonna say Warbringer?
Patrick,
No, I
do you
mean,
have
like,
an answer?
I have a band to get you guys
Yes.
into because I'd be very
Yes.
curious to see your
What is
guys'
the band?
reaction. But I think we should all pick one and go around. So I'll save mine.
No, I mean we can do that next
No,
at some
say
point.
your thing now.
Say it now, and we'll so people can be.
I think mine because I put this on my top 10 of. I mean, I have two,
Just say it's
but I need to
Patrick.
know what kind of category.
Patrick, I'm gonna put the Jeopardy music behind you if you don't fucking stop.
I think we have to do an Ethel Kane one.
Ethel Kane.
I put this on my top 10. I think you guys would really like it. I think Cole will especially like it.
I highly disagree.
Have you listened to it before?
No,
No, but I disagree.
Is it the name?
But I mean, we can do it if you want.
I'm down.
All right.
I'm down to try it.
All right. Well, we'll have to plan it out.
Yeah, check it out. Maybe in
Because
the next
there's,
few
like,
months.
if you guys want like psychedelic rock, like drone music, like there's some songs on those albums that are like 15 to like 30 minutes long,
Oh,
and I just think it's like I think they're all really cool. But I'd be very curious to see what you guys think.
yeah. Maybe
Because
we'll have to do that. At
I
some
totally
point.
would understand if you guys maybe don't even like her music, but I'd just be very curious to see what you guys would think.
Yeah, we can try it out
Yeah,
sometime.
I mean, we can put it on the list maybe.
I'll make you listen to Ziltoid.
Oh yeah, DT.
Dude, I forgot because
I've already listened to that.
What?
I've already listened to that.
Yeah. Okay. I was just thinking it because so I went to Nine Inch Nails with this guy, and I forgot I made him like I had him listen to that song before, and so I like started playing. I was like, I'm gonna make you suffer, and I played it, just because I think it's fucking just a wild album to put on randomly. I forgot I made him listen to it, and he's like, oh yeah, this album. I didn't like this album. I was like, oh, I forgot about that. I love that album.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely like a really random thing to like put on to somebody. You were waiting for Nine Inch Nails?
No, it was like on the drive back.
Oh, okay, on the okay. I thought for some reason I imagined you like in line for Nine Inch Nails.
Hey, bro, you
listening
want to check
to
this
it.
out? I put in this earbud. Do you remember
be
that
fucking
dude from like high
hilarious.
school? Like somebody would randomly try and hand you their earbud.
Oh,
and make
someone
you
be
listen to
like,
music.
put this earbud in, dude. Check this out. Let me put you onto this.
It's
Well,
like
unless
the
you were
most
like somebody
garbage
really
you've
annoying
ever
and
heard.
you just put like a pill speaker in your backpack and walked around.
Yeah. Don't know anybody like that.
No, I'm not referencing anybody in
Fucking
specific.
hated that dude. Thank you all very much for watching.
Thank you guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank